Hello, we are discussing about GATE 1994 ECE paper, and this question is related to analog circuits. The frequency compensation is used in op amps to increase its stability. The answer is stability. That is, op amp has to be stable for the input voltages, whatever the frequency you are applying. For all the frequencies of input signal, the op amp should be stable and it should give constant gain. For that one, we are going to use frequency compensation. Okay, we will discuss something more about the stability. Okay, why the stability is going to be essential, what are the factors which affects the stability. Okay, that we will discuss. So basically the answer for this question is frequency compensation is used to increase stability of the op amp. Now we know the function of operational amplifier is to amplify the differential input signal and is to suppress the common mode signal. So generally we can write the op amp output voltage is nothing but V0 is equal to open loop gain times of V input signal. Input signal is nothing but differential input only. So from this one we can say op amp is going to be acting as voltage controlled voltage source. Output is voltage, so that output voltage is controlled with input voltage. So we are writing it as voltage controlled voltage source. This is related to output and it is related to input. So a simple voltage amplifier, that is nothing but op amp is going to be always treated as voltage amplifier basically. So general model for the voltage amplifier is going to be used to model op amp. So that is what this one. So and look at this one, this is what the general model, and this general model is going to be valid only at low frequencies, at DC and low frequencies, because it doesn't have any capacitance effect. There is no capacitances are considered in this model. It is a simple voltage amplifier circuit. Okay, output voltage is gain AOL times of different signal VD, and at high frequencies there will be some parasitic capacitances are going to be affecting across every two nodes in the circuit. A parasitic capacitance, or it is also called as internal capacitance, is going to be existing between every two nodes, that is among every two nodes. And the reason behind this one is nothing but at high frequencies the voltage, rate of change of voltage is very high, such that for that rate of change of voltage definitely you are going to be getting some change in charge, and that results across any two terminals. Okay, across any two terminals, let us assume A and B, if there is going to be a change in charge results whenever change in voltage is applied, at that time that will be treated as capacitance effect, delta C or simply C. So a capacitance effect is going to be existing across any two nodes if there is a change in charge results whenever a change in voltage is applied. This change in voltage, you can say it as rate of change of voltage. Rate of change of voltage is going to be very high at high frequencies. So as at high frequencies delta V is going to be changes in large number, so that the corresponding delta Q is also changes in the same way. So this effect is going to be very high. Whereas in case of DC, delta V is going to be 0. Change in voltage is 0 for the DC voltage, and at low frequencies the change in delta V is going to be very small. Rate of change is very small, so that the capacitance effect is neglected. But at high frequencies rate of change is very large, so we must consider the internal capacitances. So definitely within a circuit across any two nodes there will be a capacitance effect will be present. If you are going to consider, that is nothing but on an overall we are going to indicating with a simple one capacitor. All the internal load capacitances are going to be modeling with only a single capacitance, that too at the output terminal. Okay, by that time this is going to be called as high frequency model. Single time constant high frequency model circuit. Single time constant high frequency model of op amp. So if you are looking at this one, at the output side, this R and C combination now acts as low pass filter. RC combination can act as low pass filter if you take output across capacitor like this. So we know the transfer function of low pass filter, which passes only low frequencies up to some cutoff frequency, where the cutoff frequency is going to be, this is upper cutoff frequency, we call it as, that is FH. At that, the gain is going to be 1 by root 2 times of maximum gain, or 70.7% of maximum gain. So that implies nothing but at high frequencies gain is not constant, gain is frequency dependent, whereas at low frequencies gain is constant. Gain is constant at low frequencies and at DC levels, and whereas at high frequencies gain is frequency sensitive. So as the frequency increases, at that time gain starts decreasing. So as frequency increases, gain decreases. If you are going with one RC component, at that time one RC component can introduce one at most 90 degrees phase shift. At most it can introduce 90 degrees phase shift. Ideally a single capacitor can able to introduce 90 degrees phase shift, okay, leading. And if you are going with more than one capacitor, at that time how many number of capacitors you are considering, that many number of into 90 degrees phase shift has to be added for the open loop gain. So under open loop gain is going to be constant, okay, and open loop gain is going to be function of frequency, that you should remember. And this is general model of closed loop amplifier. General model of closed loop op amp, or closed loop amplifier instead of it, closed loop amplifier. So if you are going to consider at low frequencies, at that time the transfer function is going to be V0 divided by Vin. General negative feedback, all amplifiers uses negative feedback only. For negative feedback this is plus, and it is feedback will be treated as minus. So effective input signal reduces as the feedback signal is subtracted from the actual input signal. This type of feedback is going to be treated as negative feedback. For negative feedback you are going to be getting the equation AOL by 1 plus AOL into beta, but it is frequency independent. Whenever we are considering high frequencies, at that time AOL is going to becoming frequency dependent. So AOL is now replacing with AOL of F plus AOL of F, okay, 1 by, that is numerator and denominator, replacing with AOL of F. This is valid at high frequencies. And we know that one across any two nodes a capacitor is going to be present, and a capacitor can able to introduce at most 90 degrees of phase shift ideally. Assume excuse me. Consider two poles. So if you assume two poles or two or more poles, that is nothing but two or more. For example 3 poles you are going with. At that time 3 poles can able to introduce minus 270 degrees, and if you are considering only 2 poles, at that time they are introducing minus 180 degrees phase shift. So AOL of F, previously if it is positive, then with 2 poles in its model, that is going to be coming AOL of F is equal to AOL of F minus or plus minus 180 degrees leading, for example, okay, minus or plus this is. So that implies nothing but AOL is going to be becoming negative, previously positive, now it is shifted by 180 degrees. 180 degrees phase shift is nothing but the polarity is going to be getting changed. Now AOL becomes negative, so then this will become 1 plus AOL by A beta. This will become 1 minus AOL divided by 1 minus AOL into beta. So the negative feedback is going to be turning towards positive feedback. Okay, if you think this is going to be negative, at that time you can write it as AOL divided by AOL into beta minus 1. So a negative feedback amplifier can able to turn into positive feedback, and at some frequency, if Barkhausen criteria is going to be satisfied, that is A beta, AOL into beta is going to be magnitude criteria is equal to 1 and phase criteria is going to be 0 degrees or 360 degrees, then at that time this amplifier, previously whatever we have designed the amplifier, can able to produce oscillations at that high frequencies, which is unwanted. So an amplifier may become oscillator under specified conditions, otherwise it will become unstable because of conversion of negative feedback into positive feedback. All this is because of parasitic capacitances which we have to consider at high frequencies. Okay, so stability of the amplifier at high frequencies has to be considered. For that one we are going to introduce frequency compensation. So without frequency compensation, op-amp is not stable at high frequencies. With frequency compensation we are making stability, we are making stable operational amplifier. Thank you.